Hey girl, hey, and welcome to OMG Scrunchie Club. For those of you that are new, welcome to the club. And for those of you that are already subscribers, hey girl. Okay, so my name is Lamiel. I'm the creator of OMG Scrunchie Club. And before we get started with today's video, I must share with you my OMG Scrunchie Club look that I'm rocking today. I am wearing the Taya scrunchie thing here, the Taya ensemble. I am wearing the Taya crown headband, as well as the Taya scrunchie earrings. Check this out, girl. Yes, let me zoom in for you. Yes, they are scrunchies, mini scrunchie earrings. Okay, so before we get started with this video, I must let you know that I am losing my voice. The weather is changing here. I don't feel sick, but my voice is going away and I haven't been yelling at anyone, so I have no clue what's going on here. So I'm going to try to keep this video short, quick, and to the point. So I have some OMG Scrunchie cue cards here. And while I'm talking about this, I am going to actually be casing some scrunchies that I have here. I recently did a fabric haul and I will be sharing those scrunchies in an upcoming video with the new fabric that I have here. Okay, so today's video is tips on starting a scrunchie business, but these tips can apply to any type of business that you're doing. Some of them can, so you can pick and choose what you want to use according to your business needs or your business plans. So these tips are not in any specific or particular order, so I will get started with the first thing here. So whenever you start a business, you want to do your research. So I'm going to be reading off my cards while making these scrunchie casings here. Well, putting the elastic in the scrunchie casings, and I'm trying not to have to edit this video, so if I make mistakes, I'm going to keep going. Excuse me. So, the first thing, do your research. It's best to do your research on whatever you plan to do your business on or in. Know your industry, the market inside and out. You want to do some research and development. For example, I am OMG Scrunchie Club, but I purchased scrunchies from many different scrunchie businesses. One in particular, XXL and Co. or and Company. This is like one of the big scrunchie businesses that people were talking about online. So as a part of my R&D, research and development, I decided to purchase some of these scrunchies just to get a feel of what their quality material feels like, the quality of their material, as well as the size of their scrunchies. For example, XXL's logo or slogan is "Go big or go home." And my scrunchies are actually bigger than their scrunchies, so I guess I went bigger. But I digress. This is not a comparison video here, but it is important to do research in the market that you're in. For example, if you want to sell lip gloss, a lot of people are selling lip gloss. You want to try to check out your competition, see what kind of lip gloss they're making, buy some of their products to see if it's smooth, if it's moisturizing, or whatever you're trying to do with your business in comparison to theirs. Because when you're starting a business, you want people to choose your brand over someone else's brand. So do your research. Another thing is create a business plan. Write out a business plan so that you can set operational and financial goals. You want to make goals that are obtainable, so you can do your goals in segments. My first goal is to do this, my second goal is to do this, and make sure you have some type of visualization to where you can check it off, because I notice whenever I write things down or type them out and I can see a visual of what is on my list, and as I check it off, it's motivational to me. It becomes motivation because you can see your list is getting smaller, you're accomplishing different things on your goal list as well. And I have on my notes, don't overthink it and go broke before starting to sell anything. So when you're starting out your business, you don't have to do everything that you want to do. Just pick one or two things that you want to focus on first, and as you grow, you can implement those. But it is important to have these things listed on your business plan. Also, you would want to, on your business plan, if possible, you can itemize expenses. For example, you will have to get a website. You can put that on your business plan. You may have to pay for internet. You may have to get a business license, supplies, your domain name, shipping materials, cost of acquisition, how much it will cost you to get customers. Sometimes you won't know that until after you actually go into business. For example, if you pay for marketing, and let's use Facebook for example. You can pay for Facebook ads. You can do this with other social media sites too. You can pay for ads, and depending on what platform you use for your website, like Shopify, you can see where those customers came from, and you take the cost that the ad cost and divide it by the amount of customers that came through or funneled through that revenue source of the marketing stream that you use. For example, Facebook. Let's say I spent $10 on Facebook and I got 5 customers from Facebook. So my cost of acquisition for those 5 customers was $2 because I spent $10 on that ad. And if I divide it by 5, that means it cost me $2 to get that customer. And that's not including what the money I make from them. You have to deduct that in order to break even. For example, let's say they buy a scrunchie from me, that's $6. We're doing a little math here. Math is not my best subject. But they buy a scrunchie from me that is $6. So now I'm already down to $4 because I had to pay $2 just to acquire that customer. So then I have to calculate the amount that I spent to make that scrunchie. Plus you have to add in shipping if you don't charge your customers shipping, which I suggest you do charge shipping, because if you are here in the US and you have to ship to another country, shipping can be a lot. And I think postage is about to go up if it already hasn't gone up. So you might want to take that into account as well. So the cost to acquire a customer, you can try to map that out in your business plan. I do know when you start out, you may not have a lot of money. I didn't have a lot of money when I started my businesses. So I just used what I had and went from there, but I'll get into more of that as we go along. So find out about legal fees and taxes. Business license would be considered like a legal fee because you have to have a legal license to run a business in some places. Also, taxes, you may have to collect taxes on the items or products that you're selling. So you need to find out about that as well. So you can go to your local business office to get information on that. Okay, so that leads me to the next point in my list here. So find your differentiation or your factor that differentiates you, that makes you different from your competition. So when I was researching, okay, I was like, everyone's doing scrunchies. I've been wearing scrunchies since the 90s, so they're not anything new, but they did come back around and become popular. So I was like, okay, scrunchies. I can make a scrunchie. I've made scrunchies. I can make them and sell them. But what other type of scrunchie item can I make? So I came up with my scrunchie earrings, which are actually one of my top sellers. My earrings that I make, I have 3 scrunchie styles as of right now. I have the scrunch earrings, I have my fangirl earrings, and then I have these scrunchie earrings. I also did barrettes and scrunchie headbands and scrunchie halos, what I call them. So I have different types of scrunchies, not just regular scrunchies that everyone else has, but I try to get different designs as well. I also don't go to like the chain box. I don't know if that's the correct word that I'm trying to get out. Hey girl, hey, while you're here, don't forget to subscribe, hit that bell for notifications, and of course, like this video. Now let's continue. I think I was talking about where I buy my fabric. So another way I like to differentiate myself is I don't go to the big box craft stores. That's the word I was looking for. For example, like Joann's and Hobby Lobby. I do go to those stores, but I tend to buy my fabric from a local store. If I see something at the big box store that I like, I will buy it. I bought a few pieces of fabric from Joann's, but most of my fabric comes from a local craft store that does not even have an online presence. So the reason I like to shop there is because when I make my scrunchies and I post them, I have different patterns and designs than others that maybe shop at the same store. So that's another differentiating factor factor that I use as well. Also, when you're thinking of how to make your scrunchies or whatever items different, you want to, one, maybe you can have better quality materials than your competition. Maybe your items can be bigger than your competition. You want to be able to stand out so that your customers or people that would possibly become potential customers can see something that is different in you versus what everyone else is selling. So let's see. The next thing is don't be afraid to start. I know sometimes people are always, people say, oh, I have this idea. I'm afraid to start. I don't have any customers. But guess what? If you don't start, you'll never have customers. You have to start somewhere. So what I suggest is start with friends and family. Sell scrunchies to your friends, sell them to your family. When I first started selling hair accessories long time ago, I would do arts and craft festivals. So I would actually go set up a tent. Some people call them markets, depending on where you live. They're like craft markets. I would set up a tent, have all of my displays, and I would sell my hair accessories, handmade at that. So I would sell those, and I acquired a lot of customers. And when I started my scrunchie business, those same customers became customers of my scrunchie business. And I would sell hair accessories to different boutiques. So I would take my product. If you have a product that you think is very good, what you can do is, I'm giving you a little secret here, something that I do. Go to small businesses that are small business owned, not like a big Walmart chain. Go to a small business and say, hey, I'll give you an example of what I would do. Hi, my name is Lamiel. I am a scrunchie maker. I make these scrunchies. Take your product with you. If you can, talk to the business owner. And I would love for your store to carry some of my scrunchies. Now, here's one thing you can do. You can offer them a few, not a lot, a few scrunchies for free. You can say, hey, I want to give you 5 of these scrunchies to sell in your store. Here's the retail price. And if they sell, here's the wholesale price. So you can do wholesale. If you want me to do a video on wholesale pricing or anything about doing wholesaling, let me know in the comment section. But anywho, yes, this is what I sell. I make handmade scrunchies. I can do XYZ for your business. If you have a certain business color, I can do scrunchies for that. I actually made cheer bows. I make hair bows too, so by the way. But I actually would go to different schools and offer to make cheer bows for their cheer squad. My differentiating factor was that I was local. They could sit down and I could customize cheer bows with them. So I was able to cut a better deal with them going through me versus going through a big company that sells cheer bows to everyone else. So the same thing can apply to your business, and if you have a product, a physical product, you can try to do that with a local business as well. Let's see. Oh, contact social media influencers. Don't be afraid to contact some of your favorite social media influencers. Of course, some will try to charge you a leg and an arm for whatever you're selling, but there are a few out there that will do product reviews. Look for people that like to do product reviews, specifically product reviews. They will take your product for free in exchange sometimes for you giving them an affiliate link so they can get paid each time a customer funnels through them to your business. So that is something that you can do. I know I did that with my other business. Haven't done it with the scrunchie business yet, but I am thinking about doing it. I may need to do it soon since the holidays are coming up. But don't be afraid to reach out to social media influencers, and you'd be surprised how much traffic you can get from them. Let's see. So I talked about social media influencers, the arts and crafts shows. So next, branding. Let's talk about branding. Branding is very important. As you can see, I have branding behind me. On my sign, I actually made this sign myself at home on my Cricut, and I bought a frame from Hobby Lobby. I did not record myself doing that, but I have branding on my little cue cards here. So branding. Make sure when you're branding, your branding is cohesive and consistent across all platforms. Starting with your business name. For example, I am OMG Scrunchie Club. If you go to all of my social media platforms, they're all OMG Scrunchie Club. So you want to make sure your name is consistent across all platforms. So whenever I start a business, I come up with a name and then I search for that domain name. If no one has that domain name, then I'm like, okay, I'm good. And then I'll search all of the social media platforms that I want to use that brand name or that brand name on, and see if it's available. If it's available, I go with that name. If not, I'll either tweak it or figure out something else to do. For example, OMG Scrunchies is actually a business name that was already taken, but they sell sweaters, I think. Nothing that has to do with scrunchies. So I was like, oh, I want OMG Scrunchies because I thought of this name way before I even knew this other OMG Scrunchie business existed. So I was like, what is something that I can add to the end to make it my own? And I was thinking club. So we're a club of scrunchies, girls that like to wear scrunchies. So OMG Scrunchie Club. Okay. Also, you want to make sure that when you do your social media and different branding, your image is the same, not necessarily the logo. Well, the logo too. The logo needs to be the same. But if you take a look at all of my YouTube videos, I use the same color scheme for my YouTube thumbnails or the cover. And if you go to my social media, I use the same color scheme. So that way customers know, hey, this is the correct place to be. I don't know if any of you ever gone on social media and seen copycats of other businesses that are reputable, and you can tell the fake from the real just by looking at the consistency in the photos. Some people use particular photo LUTs or filters that they use. A LUT is a filter, but that they use on their photography. For example, if you go to certain Instagram pages, certain Instagram people use a certain type of aesthetic with their Instagram. So keep that in mind when you're making your social media or your branding. You want everything to be cohesive, so that way if someone does try to counterfeit your product or your website or something, people will know, hey, this is not OMG Scrunchie Club, because OMG Scrunchie Club always uses these colors, and this person is using a color and a font that has nothing to do with OMG Scrunchie Club. So even something that small to the eye of a customer is very important. Let's see. Oh, and if you can, try to make all of your social media handles the same. For example, if you look for me on TikTok, Instagram, I think Twitter, Facebook, I am OMG Scrunchie Club across every platform. The one thing you don't want to do is have your customers going to different platforms and you have a different name. One, that's going to be frustrating for the customer or your follower, and they're going to be confused because they're going to be like, okay, they're OMG Scrunchie Club on YouTube, but if I go to TikTok, it's Club Scrunchie Club OMG. Then if I go to Instagram, is Club Scrunchie OMG Scrunchie. I personally would not look for you if I can't find you by that one name that is your website name or your business name. So that is a tip, and that is very important to keep in mind as well. Okay, so when starting a business, especially a scrunchie business, depending on what you're doing, but a scrunchie business in particular, you don't want to overspend. Remember, you're starting out, so keep in mind you don't have to start a website right away with Shopify. I suggest Etsy. Yes, I know Etsy takes out a fee, but Etsy is a marketplace. People go to Etsy looking for specific things, and if you use the correct tags, you can fall into that category of specific things that they are looking for. Also, you can use promotions on Etsy to get bumped up to the top of the list, or you can use ads, make ads. And think of it this way. I have an Etsy account, but I get most of my sales through my website. But I recently started an Etsy account maybe 2 months ago, just to get exposure in the Etsy community. Not necessarily to get sales, because I've only had 4 sales on the Etsy website so far, but to get exposure. And what I do is when I advertise on other platforms, selling platforms or marketplaces, you get those customers, once they buy from you, offer them an incentive to shop with you on your website. So for example, if a customer buys something from me from Etsy or another platform where I may be selling scrunchies, I will put a coupon in their scrunchie box. I don't have one at the table with me, but say I will give them a coupon for $10 off if they go to omgscrunchieclub.com. So now they have an incentive. Now they know who and where I am. This coupon is only exclusive to my website. They can't use it on Etsy or any other platform. So now guess what? I have just driven that traffic to my own website, and now Etsy doesn't get any more money from my sales for that particular customer because they come directly to me. But there is a way. For Etsy, each listing is 20 cents. So the upfront cost with Etsy is a lot cheaper than the upfront cost with Shopify. And I want to say with Etsy, you can list up to 5 pictures for 20 cents. So the trick is to maximize your listing. For example, if I can list 5 pictures, you can list variants, meaning you can select different types of colors that you want to put on this scrunchie listing. For example, I'm going to give you kind of like a sneak peek of something that I'm working on. Some of my new scrunchies. For example, I have these 2 scrunchies here. I'm going to put both of these scrunchies in the same listing, but my description in the drop down box, I'll put chevron and I'll put flowers. So now instead of spending 40 cents to list each of these, one for 20 cents and another for 20 cents, I just listed 2 scrunchies under the same listing for 20 cents one time. Or you can do 5 or however many pictures they let you put. Some people, they will put maybe 18 things and list a number that says 1, 2, 3. You pick a number of the scrunchie based off the picture that you want, and you just listed 18 items for only 20 cents. So that's a way to maximize your money, especially if you're getting started and you don't want to spend money with Shopify, because Shopify is a monthly fee, whereas Etsy, you pay 20 cents and your listing is up there for 3 or 4 months. I'm not sure, you'll have to look that up. So that is a way to save money. And as you grow, you keep directing customers to your own website. You direct them with the incentives. For example, I have rewards on my website. You get rewards. I even tell my customers on my Etsy, when I put that little insert in, that, hey, register with my Etsy, not my Etsy, register with OMGScrunchieclub.com. You get rewards for sharing different things. And so that's an incentive. People like free things or discounts. So use Etsy, but don't let Etsy use you. So use Etsy to maximize your business. Also, Etsy has something new I recently discovered or found out when I made my Etsy account, that you can link your social media accounts as well as your website. When I first started out with Etsy long time ago, you could not link any links to your own personal website, but now they have lightened up and you can do that. So that's a plus too. So I'm going to pause the camera here because my battery is dying, and I will pick up with the next section of this how to start a business tips section. Okay, see you in just a moment. Okay, so my next business tip is don't underprice yourself. Yes, people do it all the time because they want to get a sale. They sell their items for dirt cheap or really cheap. So remember, you are a business and a brand. Your goal of starting a business is to be your own boss, work for yourself, and make a living doing so. You can set an hourly goal for yourself, or you can even set a price per scrunchie, a great price point for your scrunchies to maximize profits. You definitely don't want to be working for pennies. For example, scrunchies don't cost lots and lots and lots of money to make. So you can sell your scrunchies and make a great profit off of selling scrunchies. So keep that in mind when pricing your scrunchies. So you can price your scrunchies 5 times the amount that it cost you to make. it just depends on your personal preference of how you want to charge your scrunchies or charge for your scrunchies. Whenever I try to price things, I try to price things in a way to what I am willing to pay for the product. So I try to price things, I like to say, at a reasonable price. I'm a very frugal person. I don't like to spend money. I will make something before I buy it. So I don't know. That's just the crafter in me. Before I buy scrunchies, I will make them. Before I buy a purse, I will make my own purse. So lots of different things I will make on my own, and then I will sell it. So whenever you're pricing stuff, you need to keep in mind the cost of supplies, how much it costs you to make, how long it takes you to make it as well. So you want to account for all of those factors when you're pricing something, because at the end of the day, the last thing you want to do is be in the negative or feel as though you're working without reaping the reward of what you're doing. So that's it. Don't underprice yourself. Okay, social media is your friend. Friend, yes, your amigo. Amiga, friend. So this is one of my personal struggles, social media. I'm not a very big social media person, and I struggle with finding the time to post on all of the social media platforms that I am on, and this can be overwhelming. Before school started, I was doing a lot better with posting on social media, but now that we're back in homeschool session, it's kind of difficult to find time, and I'm a teacher, so that's even more time consuming, and when I get free time, I just want to go to sleep sometimes or just watch a good movie. So what I suggest to you is to find out the social media platforms that your target audiences frequent. For example, with my business, I found out that most of my target audience is not on Facebook. I think Facebook is kind of like my age crowd now, like older people, moms and dads, even though I have younger cousins that are on Facebook. But most of the action is on TikTok and Instagram. So find out where your niche audience is and put all of your energy into that. I do realize that YouTube is good too. So YouTube has been good for me. YouTube has been making me accountable, because my goal is to, helping me be accountable rather. My goal is to post weekly, and since you all ask questions and I can see the views of people asking questions and the amount of views of people watching my videos, that's a lot of motivation for me to keep wanting to do this. That's why I'm making this video here for you all that are interested in starting a business, not necessarily a scrunchy business, but any business in general. You need to find out the social media platform that your audience is on. And if you want, you can pay for advertising and marketing on social media platforms. I think I'm going to touch base on that a little bit. If I don't, just ask me to make a video on marketing on social media. So yeah, my Facebook page is very sad. I think I have like 1 follower on Facebook. I'm more active on YouTube than I am on any other platform. I actually have TikToks in my phone that I shot and haven't posted yet. So the good thing with social media platforms is that you can schedule your social media post. For example, pick a date. Say on Saturdays, I want to create all of my social media campaigns for the week. I know you can link your Facebook and Instagram together. So if I post on Facebook, I can schedule, this is if you have a business account through Facebook and Instagram, you can actually upload your post but schedule them for different days and different times. So instead of me having to sit and post something every day, create a post every day, I can create all of my posts one weekend and then have them scheduled throughout the week, which is what I need to get back into doing. So you can do that. On TikTok, you can pre-record your videos and just save them as drafts, and on the day that you want them to release, just go and publish them. Or you can save them as for you to view only. I think it's private or something like that, and then you can make them public so others can view. So that's an option that will help I'm giving you this advice. I need to start back following this advice. But find out the platforms, social media platforms that your audience is going to be using and market to them on that. Next, customer service. Remember, you are a business. You are the brand. You are whatever business you are. I am OMG Scrunchie Club. So, great customer service goes a long way. When I first started selling hair accessories, I gained most of my customers through word of mouth because there weren't as many social media platforms as there are today. And I was not into social media. I'm still not really into social media. I'm only on social media to advertise my businesses. I don't do like personal social media pages, except for Facebook, but I don't talk about anything on there either. So social media was not as popular as it was back then than what it is right now. So people always remember the kind gestures that you do. For example, how do I go the extra mile with my customer service? Whenever I get an order from a customer, I give them a free gift. This is just me personally. I may pick a free scrunchie to give them. I always give my customers coupons to come back. So people like free things, they like discounts. So that is one way I extend my customer service to my customers. And remember, word of mouth, they will tell their friends will tell their friends, and it'll be a bunch of friends buying scrunchies from you. So word of mouth is very important as well. Also, if you give a coupon, let them know, hey, share this coupon with your friends. Friends want to save money too, and you can give them incentives or referral points or referral bucks for bringing in people to you. They get a reward or get something from it. So if my friend signs up, I get $5 off my next scrunchie. Why not get 5 friends to sign up? That's $25 I can get just for having 5 friends signed up. So give them something to make them want to help you. Help me help you. So everyone helps each other, and in the end, you're getting new customers, you're getting money, and your customers are getting great quality products just from you. So let's talk about customer retention. It is important to retain and keep your customers for as long as possible. By doing so, it helps your business. A way to do this is by offering incentives and rewards. A few of the perks that I offer are reward points. I think I call them OMG Scrunchie points. So the customers will get points for even signing up on my website. They will get points for social media shares, as well as birthdays. If they register with their birthday, they will get points for that as well. And my customers can redeem these points off of their purchases. They can also get points for having their friends come to the website as well. So there are different ways, different incentives for me to incentivize my customers as a way of retention, to retain them. The one thing that you want to make sure is low is your churn rate. So the churn rate measures your customers that you're losing month after month. So for example, with the scrunchies, it's kind of different. For example, if you have a scrunchie business that's a subscription box, which I do have a subscription service for OMG Scrunchie Club. If you have a subscription, it's easier to measure the churn on a subscription-based business because these customers are registered on a month-to-month basis, and your churn will let you know how many customers you're losing that are unsubscribing on a month-to-month basis. So if you're doing something like that, a good churn rate to have is less than 7%. That is a very fantastic churn rate. I have some notes here. So the churn rate will always be unique to your business when it comes to doing a subscription-based service, which I do have for my scrunchies. So if it's between 8 to 15% churn rate, that's pretty good. But you want to stay below 7%, which is fantastic, which means that you're not losing a lot of customers. Your customers are repeat and keep coming back. So for one of my businesses I started back in 2015, I still have customers that on my subscription business, they come every month and buy my product every month since 2015. So my churn rate is very low for that particular business. Let's see. So the next thing, have a plan for big orders or as your scrunchie business grows. So I personally don't have a team of people working with me. I have my family. They help out when I need help. For example, my kids will help me take scrunchies or shipments to the post office, or they'll help put them in the bag. Depending on how difficult it is, it's easier with my other business because everything's the same. Everyone gets the same product, so they will help with that. But let's say your business blows up overnight, which I hope that happens for you, that your scrunchie business takes off and everyone's buying scrunchies. You have more customers than you could ever imagine. But if that happens, what's your plan? Some people have an assembly team of family members to help with the load. But if you are like me, solo uno, working everything alone, doing everything alone, you're the designer, the social media marketer, the videographer, the editor, the seamstress, the packer, and much, much more. I will say that when I get extremely overwhelmed with my orders, my kids do help me out, but for the most part, it's just me. To cut back on the stress, I suggest making a schedule. For example, on Mondays, I will cut fabric that needs to be made into scrunchie casings. On Tuesday, I will sew those scrunchie casings and insert the elastic so the scrunchie is complete. On Wednesday, I can take the photos. On Thursdays, I upload the photos to my website and start making social media posts. But I will schedule those social media posts so that they can go out later in the week or maybe over the weekend. On Fridays, I pack orders. On Saturdays, I will have the U.S. Postal Service come to my house and pick those orders up, so I don't even have to leave the house. So if you have that option, have them come and pick them up. Sometimes I'm not ready in time, so I'll just drive. The post office is like 8 minutes from my house, so it's no big deal to drive to the post office to have them pick up. Now, I do not always stick to this schedule because life happens. So if you can, do a one-person assembly line. By this, I mean do the bulk of one thing one day, then the next section of that the next day. So don't just make one scrunchie at a time. Make all of the casings or cut all of the scrunchies at one time, and then sew them all at one time. You'd be amazed how much time you save yourself by doing that. So that's a tip for making bulk orders or when things get very hectic. Try to pace yourself when doing that. I don't know if I mentioned when starting out, let's see, let me make sure I did not mention this. So when you're starting out, I did say you want to not spend a lot of money to start out. So what I suggest is, instead of trying to make 100 of one scrunchie, make 10 scrunchies. So pick 10 different scrunchie designs, like 10 completely different scrunchies, patterns, sizes, whatever you want to do. And make one of each, period. Just make one of each. After you perfected your dimensions or however you want to make those scrunchies, make one of each, take a picture, post it to your website. Now, buy enough fabric, I would say maybe to make 10 of each scrunchie. So you need to buy however many yards. You need to make 10 of this chevron scrunchie. I need to buy enough just to make 10. I'm not going to sit and make all 10, but you can make all 10 to save some time if you do get orders. So see how those go first, how they sell, try different price points. What I like to do is look at what other people are selling their scrunchies for. And I try to go in the middle between the highest scrunchie that I see and the lowest scrunchie that I see. I try to go in the middle, but I make sure that it's a comfortable amount to where if I just sell one scrunchie, I'm good. Like financially, I'm not like, oh, I just spent 5 minutes making this scrunchie only to make 2 cents. So no, I make sure, because it doesn't take long to make a scrunchie. It probably takes me about, from start to finish, less than 5 minutes to make one scrunchie. But when I do my assembly line, it just goes a lot faster. So don't overwork yourself trying to make 100 different scrunchies. Now I will say this, when you make your scrunchies, try to go with something that's a print, because everyone has solid scrunchies. Everyone has purple, everyone has pink, everyone has some solid color. But not many people have prints, because I actually sell more printed scrunchies versus solid scrunchies. So that's a hint there. So if you're in another country, I'm pretty sure you have different types of scrunchie fabric, or different types of fabric than I may have here in the US. So that's an up. Also, when you're making scrunchies and you're selling online, take account of the shipping. I will say, if you're selling domestically where you live, you can possibly get away with doing free shipping. But if you're selling internationally, you do not want to offer free shipping unless it's on a certain amount of scrunchies purchased. Even then, you want to be careful with shipping. So you can do shipping with flat rate shipping, where you just say, okay, if you buy a scrunchie, all of the scrunchies that you buy ship for $5. Or you can do weight-based shipping. I personally like weight-based shipping. So I enter the weights of each of my scrunchies, and Shopify will calculate it for me. Etsy has it to where I can enter the first item, and then each additional item I can add a different shipping fee for that as well. So keep in mind, because shipping can break you. You can literally pay more in shipping than it costs you to make scrunchies, and more than what the customer's purchase order is for. So keep in mind and watch out for shipping rates, and make sure you do that correctly. Okay, so I have 2 more cards left. So the next one is, don't be afraid to promote yourself. Remember, you are a brand and a business. Wear what you make and be proud of it. So I wear my scrunchies when I go places. Don't be afraid to advertise your business to others. For example, I give away scrunchies to strangers. So inside of this bag is a scrunchie. Some of my prototype scrunchies, or scrunchies that I use my old label with, I actually give these away. I have a coupon on the other side that they get $5 off by going to the website. And then I even have information about joining the mailing list here. So I can just walk up to a random stranger and say, hey girl, hey, here you go, OMG Scrunchie Club. And it has a little note in there for them. So that's something that is very cool, and it helps me gain customers. So, and by them going to the website, I acquire their emails, they get reward points for registering, and once you have their email address, you can advertise to them. So once I get your email address, I can send them marketing campaigns, different things to advertise to them. I can send them newsletters of when new items are coming out, do surveys. So it is important to capture email addresses. And when they become a customer, I can ship them things without spamming them. I can ship them like a free scrunchie. Hey, thinking about you. Here's a free scrunchie from OMG Scrunchie Club. So that is that. Don't be afraid to promote yourself. Don't be shy. I'm not a very shy person, not at all in the least. So I was not afraid to do social media. I just had to find time to do social media. I was not afraid to do YouTube. But at one point, I didn't want to show my face. I was like, no, I don't want people to know who I am. But at this point, I don't care. I like what I do, and I want to help others like and enjoy what they do as well. So let me get to the final point in my business tip section here, because I'm not even sure how long this video is going to be. So here is the final point. Finally. My last suggestion to you, or tip, is to be passionate. Be passionate about your business. Whatever your business endeavors are, you should definitely make sure it's something you're passionate about. Trust me, there is a different feeling when you're working for someone or at a job that you hate versus working for yourself doing something that you really love. So also be prepared when working for yourself to work over 40 plus hours a week. That's just a part of the business, especially when starting out. You may have to do a lot on your own, but as your business grows, you can hire a team and have other people help you. So I'm kind of selfish with my money, so I'll just hire my family and my kids to keep the money in the family. I don't know. But if I do not grow big, but if my business does blow up to be very big, I will definitely hire a team of people so that I can just sit back, relax, go on vacation, and have someone else make the scrunchies for me. So that's about it. So if you have any questions, or if you think I missed anything in the tips for starting a business or a scrunchie business, please leave comments in the comments section below. Thanks for watching and have a great day. See you next time. Bye.